My name is Greg Bates. I'm the head coach of the Tribe of the Cotton States Baseball League. This is my 15th season as the head coach, and I've enjoyed every one of them. It changes every year, it gets better and better. We had opening weekend last weekend, and it's early. I don't really have a good judgment on what all the players can do and what different positions, but I'm very excited about this team. They're coming around early and starting to hit the ball. So just a little bit of history about myself being head coach of the Tribe is last year on the championship weekend, I got a phone call from the commissioner on a Wednesday night and told me, he said, "Hey, Coach Bates, weather permitting and all, we play Friday night, this is going to be your 500th game." And I thought, okay. Well, that night we played and we won, and I didn't tell any of the guys, but after the game, I was standing on the field talking to one of my coach's friends, and my guys started hollering at me, "Coach, Coach." So I glanced over toward the dugout. They were all standing there in their jocks. "Coach, come here." I didn't want to go in the dugout with all that, but I kind of went over to them, and they'd already known. They'd signed me a game ball, and they all signed their names to it and gave it to me for my 500th, and I'll cherish that ball for the rest of my life. The way I got started coaching for the Cotton States Baseball League was the owner, Sam Creekmore. He had contacted me about coaching, and at the time, my first year, I was committed coaching somewhere else, and I couldn't come. Well, the next year, they asked me again, and it was getting close to the season, and I committed, and I said, "I'll come do it 1 year, and we'll see how it goes, and you have to find somebody else." Well, here I am in my 15th year, and so much has changed from the day I got there. Coincidentally, the way I was hired by text message instead of a phone call. And now we have a lot of social media. We have a social media director. We're televised, our games. It's just so much better. The market's so wide for us now that we have kids from like 47 different colleges and 17 different states that come. And it's just grown and grown. And here I am, almost 63 years old, and still putting on a baseball uniform and going to the ballpark and having fun. I hope to come back next year. This year, we've had some early surprises on our team. We've got a couple of guys that I'm really excited for. I think that their ceilings are real high, and they got a chance to actually play a lot of ball. We got one kid named Chris, plays outfield for Alcorn State, and I cannot understand why he's even in college playing. You ought to see this kid. He's got a bright future. I've got another kid that I'm real excited about. His name's Jacob Lott. Jacob's a Holmes signee, Holmes Community College, and he's an outfielder also. And this kid reminds me so much of a player I used to have named Jack McClure. He's got the prettiest, sweetest left-handed swing. The ball sounds different coming off of his bat. He's got an exceptionally good glove. He can get back, he can chase into the gaps, into the corners, and has a good arm. And I see 1 year JUCO ball for him, and we'll be seeing him at the D1 level soon. Well, in the Cotton States Baseball League, is like most collegiate summer leagues, we use wood bats. And the wood bats are very difficult to use. If you can hit with a wood bat, you can hit with anything. These kids that have home run power, you know, they lead their teams in homers, and they'll all come to me, "I hit 13, 14. Well, the first part of the season, they have what we call warning trap power. They just hit a lot of pop-ups. There's an art to hitting a baseball with a wood bat. You want to pinch the ball and get that backspin on it, and that's what gives the ball lift. And once they learn how to do that, that's when the gappers come, the home runs come. Until then, they're just hitting it flat. It's going to get over the infield, roll, and stop. But and it's very equalizing on a lot of teams. You know, you'll have some kids that are big-name kids who've always played with aluminum bats, and then you get these other guys that maybe not be big-name guys, but they grasp that concept. And of course, bat speed's a big thing with the aluminum bat or wood bat, but the wood bat is a bigger equalizer. And I enjoy that. I wish that everybody used wood bats, even in college, but I'm going to say Easton doesn't, or Louisville Slugger. Of course, they make the aluminum bats, but it's a good thing. The only down part about the wood bats, they break. But other than that, it's an awesome way to learn to hit the baseball. Sound of the ball coming off a wooden bat, oh, it's a pure. I mean, I can hear that sound in my sleep. A few minutes ago, here we are at the ballpark, and I heard a kid hit a ball with an aluminum bat, and I instinctively looked, you know, because I don't hear that sound very often. But that wood bat, it's like music when you make good contact with it. Yes. Motivational for our team. One of the big things I like to do is I like to make it fun for our guys. These are college kids that they start school in the fall and they go through fall baseball and it's a grind. Then the spring comes, they have the season to go and that's a grind. They'll get out of school and they might be out a week, maybe two, if the team is not playing in a regional somewhere, and they'll come here. And we start up first weekend in June, here we go. So this is a year-round thing for these guys. It's not like baseball it's not just a summer sport to them, it's year-round, and it's a grind. And I know these guys, they work hard, there's a lot of pressure on them during the fall and during the spring, but by choice, they decide to come here and want to get better. So the way I look at it is they make a choice to come and spend their summer to getting better, so I'm going to do my best to make it fun and hopefully they learn something. And if you make it fun instead of just, yeah, do this, do that, they hear that all year. And but if you make it fun for them, they come to the ballpark, they laugh a lot and get to have a big camaraderie with their new teammates, and hey, they want to show up every week. And it kind of makes them mad when we have rainouts. My phone will start dinging, Coach, are we playing? Are we playing? When are we going to make this up? And I really love that about these kids. There's not a lot of dissension or kids being mad, not in our group. They're all college guys. Now, some of them have just graduated high school and are being freshmen, but they've signed with somebody. And there's a big difference in that. With a freshman kid that comes out, a kid comes out of high school. I had one that comes to mind. His name was Tommy. Tommy signed with the W. But he was from a small school, I think it's Caledonia. And first game, Tommy's an outfielder, and I put him in right. Well, he was standing out there, and he was looking at the back of our first baseman from northern Kentucky. He's looking over at center field, and there was Brandon Hale from southeast Louisiana, another D1 kid. I looked at our left fielder. He was a big guy. You know, everybody was college players. The game started happening. We got out of the first inning. They come running in the dugout, and Tommy had that deer in the headlight look going on about him. And I said, "What's wrong, Tom?" He said, "I'm not at Caledonia anymore. This isn't the same as it was for me in high school. I don't know if I can catch up to this." But the guys rallied behind him, and every time he come to the bat, they would scream, "Let's go, Tom! Let's go, Tom!" And it didn't take him 2 weeks, and he was right in the middle of them like he was their little brother, and he'd known them all his life, and he caught up. And today, he's a starter at the W. It's all about attitude. My job, the way I look at it, is there's a time you do your coaching at practice, you know, or before and after the games. When it comes game time, my job is to put these kids in a position to beat the other coach. And that's just the focus, the way I look at it. I see what he's doing, and if I see something I can counter to that, they're playing back, hey, we might do a little running, you know, and sometimes I can tell these kids that you can't go on statistics, not in a 25-game season. You don't have time. So what you do is sometimes you got to give a guy a green light, you know, a 3-0 count. If you feel confident in him, you know, and when you show him that you're confident in him by giving him the go, that gives them confidence. And when you both get confidence and the teams all stand up and there's a high energy, and you would be surprised what can happen. We've had a lot of 3-0 homers hit, or base hits at least, you know, and we steal a lot of bases. We steal bases on counts you don't run on. It just depends on what we see. How we get our players is we have a draft, annual draft at the Cotton States Baseball League. We'll take all the players that have signed up, their positions in their schools, and we'll have our draft night. Now we have one thing that's called protected players. Like you'll have kids that'll sign up and they can request to play for you or play for a certain team or play for a coach. And it's my option on draft night. They'll give me a list and say, okay, you have 9 kids or 10 kids that want to, like this year I had 10 and we were only taking 14. I was kind of surprised. When I got there, how many? So I only got 4 draft picks. But I had the option to throw them back in the draft and then maybe pick them later or try to get somebody else, you know, so I get an earlier draft pick. But you know what, if they played with the tribe before, the year before, I'm not throwing them back in the draft. Once they're a tribe member, they're always a tribe member. So this year I only had 4 draft picks, and I think we kind of used them wisely. I've got 4 new guys that did fitting in just perfect. It changes year to year, though. I mean, some of these guys don't come back. Like next year, I know most of them won't be back. They won't have eligibility, or something could happen. They change schools or can't come back to Mississippi. But it's been a blessing, you know, to have so many kids want to play for you.
Your internet could be free with ACP. Max South Broadband has been approved by the FCC as an affordable connectivity program provider to help qualified households in our communities pay for internet services. You may be eligible for up to $30 a month towards your internet service. This could cover the full cost of high-speed internet services. This new benefit will keep households connected to jobs, critical healthcare services, and virtual classrooms. Your internet could be free with ACP.
It's a new day at Max South. We are excited to share some great news. In our continued effort to support Mississippi businesses, Max South is now offering local advertising support. Through high-quality programming, we combine traditional television and premium digital advertising, allowing your multimedia campaign to reach your targeted audience at any time on any device. Call Max South Media Sales today at 662-701-8628.
Oh, my rivals in the Cotton States Baseball League. Let me think. I hate them all. No, I'm kidding. You know, we're all friends. All the coaches are friends, and you get to knowing the players on the other team, and you know, you don't really have a, oh, I just want to beat their brains out attitude toward them. But if I did have a game that I would like to go play and win, would probably get my friend Buddy Hall. Buddy's with the Tippah Thunder, and we've been friends a long time, and Buddy and I started out, we weren't the best of friends when I started in the league, and we kind of had words. And then one night I was walking out of the stadium, same time Buddy was, and we started talking as friends. And we went out and sat on, dropped tailgate on the truck. We sat down, started talking. We sit there for a long time. And he gave me his philosophy on baseball, and I give him mine. And he told me something I can't share, but Buddy knows what it is, and it changed my whole outlook on coaching in the Cotton States League and coaching in general. Bottom line is there's always another game tomorrow. You know, you can't let one game dictate how you play the next. that's similar to what he told me, and I'll never forget that. Buddy Hall's one of my best friends. I love Andy Dillard, the coach of the Rascals. He's a good guy, he's fun, I love his children. Jeff King, the dealers coach, he's a good guy. Me and him, we've been to battle a lot, and you know, in our years, Jeff came in like a year behind me. Jeff Cook's a friend. I like him. He's a pretty intense guy when he gets on the field, but I like playing him, and off the field I like him too. Matter of fact, Jeff Cook calls me at work to tell me about a kid that played for me in high school that really didn't have a chance to play in college. But Jeff works with Blue Mountain College, and they signed this kid to be a manager. And I'm so happy for that kid and his family. He's still around the game. So we got a great group of coaches. And I'm sure if I ever needed anything, all I'd have to do is call them, and they'd come running, same as I would for them.
Hey bro, this dude actually got a decent change-up.
My goal is being head coach of the Tribe is to help our players get better. And it's not always about winning and losing. Of course we want to win, but at the end of the day, for me, if these guys come to Mississippi, play baseball, have a good time, learn something, make new friends, and want to come back the next year, that says a lot to me, you know, about the job that we're doing as a league. And to get a kid that would just come back. And I love to have kids that need a new school, and they come here and we help that happen for them. You get JUCO guys that exhaust their two years eligibility in JUCO, and they want to keep playing, and their dream keeps going because they come here and they get signed by four-year school. That's also very neat. So basically, we'd like to win the championship. That's not the main goal. The main goal is have fun and get better. In my opinion, what makes a good baseball coach is being able to know the game, but be able to relate it, and relate it in a way that is not harsh. Baseball's a game, and it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be played, and I think you get a good coach that understands the ability of his team. Of course, how to win, that always helps too. But be just a good man, a good guy, a good figure. You know, as a coach, I have a lot of kids that just call me. I've still got players from my 2014, 15 teams that call me and text me all the time, and they'll send me pictures of they get married. I get wedding invitations, like there's pictures of their sons. You know, that to me means a lot, to coming from a kid that came to New Albany, Mississippi and spent 2 months, and then I never see him again, you know? So that's what coaching's about for me.